ate it, but they served it with everything. I was like, no.
Wait, is this live?
This is going live right now.
Oops.
Welcome to paraglidingtalk.com. I'm your host, Robert Michiels. I'm pretty excited about what's going on here tonight. We've got a great show lined up. If you are just joining us for the first time, if this is the first visit to Paragliding Talk, paraglidingtalk.com, you're in the right place tonight. Thursday nights at 6 p.m. We have a special guest tonight, Gabriel Brown. Gabriel is also known on YouTube as Black Gryph0n. He has he's very musically talented, and he's got all kinds of great stuff on the interwebs. You can check out his channel. The link's in the description, and you can also go to paraglidingtalk.com and find out some more information about him. You're also joined by Brandon McCloud from the Tri-State Skywalkers. Larry just logged in just 2 seconds ago. Larry runs paraorangeproducts.com. Go check out his website. And then also Mark Honeycutt is with us tonight. We just randomly reached out to him, and I knew he was going to be going to work soon. And
yeah, on that note, I actually should probably walk into work and leave you right as the show starts.
And Mark Honeycutt's here. Bye.
Yeah, see you later. Thanks for having me, guys.
And then Sean is also with us tonight, moderator of the show. Yeah, so Gabriel, we were talking about some altitude stuff, and Mark's name came up, and I was like, oh, let's just send Mark an invite and see what happens. Yeah. I do have a little bit of an order of business to take care of tonight. The show is brought to you by Nebraska PPG. I'm going to screen share real quick. Nebraska PPG, Josh Bowden has a school there in Nebraska. If you're interested in getting proper training for your paramotoring desires, he has a great organization out there. There's a link in the description, and or you can go to paraglidingtalk.com for all those details. If you want to get trained, that's a great place to get trained. Our show is sponsored by flymyppg.com, the Michigan-powered paragliders. Go check out their website, and Mike Cotter and his group will help you to fly. Show is also brought to you by iflyindiana.com, iFly Indiana powered paragliding. There's a link here as well if you're interested in checking out those guys and getting some good training. No better place to go and get proper training. iFly Indiana. Kevin and his team will help you get your feet off the ground. Show is brought to you by Tri-State Skywalkers. Tri-State Skywalkers Facebook page. Link is in the description, and they also have all kinds of details how you can get some stickers and T-shirts. And if you're in that area of town, you need to connect with that club. Amazing group of guys. And Brandon's actually the leader of that group, and he's with us tonight. Orange Products. If you have questions for Larry, he's on the show tonight. He's got all kinds of stuff, and most every show he's here. If he's not, it's because he's making some stuff for us. Show's brought to you by ppgsmoke.com. Ryan Roberts is making all kinds of cool stuff. I seen Gabriel lean in. You can potentially win one of these. There's a smoke machine for your paramotor. There's also the chase cam and now float systems. And then he's got some lamels that he's giving away. So if you win the contest, you can go to paraglidingtalk.com/contest and put your name and info in the description there, or in the whatever it asks you to do. And then your name is put in the hat so that you can potentially, well, it's a randomizer, but you get, you can possibly win one of those things. And so we give one away every show, and Ryan Roberts donated 52 weeks worth. So a full year's worth of this equipment. The total value is like $10,000. And so thank you, Ryan Roberts. Really appreciate your investment in the show. And the show is also brought to you by paramotortools.com. Paramotor Tools LLC. You can bring some tools with you. Got a little pack of tools that you need, all the right sizes, all the right tools to keep you in the air and safe. Show is also brought to you by Resurgence PPG. And if you don't know about Resurgence PPG, well, you do now. Go to resurgenceppg.com. He is a 501c3 nonprofit, so your donations are tax deductible, and he helps get veterans, or some wounded, some not wounded, but veterans off the ground and get them back in the air, doing what they want in life. And so I actually sent Todd an invite, so he may show up. But Resurgence PPG actually sent me this. We raised a pretty good amount of money a couple shows ago, and so I really appreciate everybody who's invested in that. And if you're interested in investing in the show, you can do that on Patreon. We have a Patreon set up for the show. There's a link in the description for that. For the price of a cup of coffee, you can learn something that might save your life or save your friend's life. And that's what the show's all about: flying safer and becoming a better pilot every single time you fly. Without any more delay, Gabriel Brown he's close to my heart because he lives in a neighborhood not far from where I grew up, and he's paramotoring, doing what that was the initial drive of me flying at all. And so I'm excited that you're here. I really appreciate you coming on.
Thanks, man. Yeah, it's good to be here.
So I've got a few questions, and just kind of the standard first question is, how did you get into the flying tablecloths with the butt fan?
I was like, tablecloth, what the? Oh, okay. Yeah, really, ever since I was a kid, I love flying. My dad's a pilot. You know, my grandpa was a colonel in the Air Force, told me and my brother, he's like, you guys should join the military and become pilots. That should be your thing. And growing up, I wanted an ultralight because I was like, that seems like something I could afford. Seems like something I could do, you know. And of course, yeah, I didn't get one when I was a teenager. And then when I turned 18, I joined the military, and I went enlisted, and I went in for the SEAL program because I was like, well, you know, I get to skydive, I get to scuba dive. I'm into pretty much any outdoorsy kind of semi-extreme to extreme sport. I just love being outdoors. And when I got out of the military, I kind of just started to think about it again. I was like, dang, I'd love an ultralight. But the big thing was that, you know, I need a runway. You know, you need a hangar. I don't really fancy the idea of keeping it at an airport. I'd like to have an airstrip on my own property, and I don't. So I was like, you know, I started just looking up other options, and I found some paramotor videos, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is flying. It's a ramp I'm familiar with as a skydiver, you know, and I was like, it's just powered. I was like, that seems really doable. And so I just, started looking into it. I bought myself a wing and a harness, taught myself to kite. And
So who was the first person that you saw on the internet?
I think it was Tucker Gott.
Was it?
Yeah, I think. And at the time he had 5,000 subscribers, but I saw one of his videos. I think he called it like Getting Risky Over the Reservoir or something like that. And I was like, this dude is literally walking on water. I was like, I have to do that.
Yeah.
It's nuts. I mean, it's like as close to actually flying as I feel like you can get. And I was like, you know, we got mountains around here, but they're, you know, hard to get to.
Mount Lemmon.
Yeah, Mount Lemmon. Yeah, I know there's some free flying on Mount Lemmon. I didn't.
Is there? Really?
Yeah, there is now. There is. I've seen some videos.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I don't think it's like an official spot, but I have seen videos of people doing it on both sides, north and south.
I want to fly it then.
Yeah, I know. Me too. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
So you get you bought some gear. Did you get formal training?
Okay, so this is the big no-no, everyone. You should always get formal training.
Get it.
I myself was like, I'm going to get formal training.
This is actually an intervention for you. I hope you know that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Let me finish. I reached out to Aviator PPG. I'm like, you know, you guys, you know, awesome what you do. Eric had actually reached out to me a while ago because he wanted to use some of my music in his videos.
Oh, nice.
So I already knew him. So I was like, I'd love to come and do this. And then I didn't have time. And I was like, in the meantime, I'm just going to buy that harness, buy a wing, teach myself to kite, which I did. Then I started doing little hops. I was like, this wing, it handles almost exactly like a 9-cell, except just maybe a little liftier. So you got to be careful in the tight turns and wing overs and stuff like that, or you're going to surge and collapse, which is harder to do on a canopy with a 4-to-1, you know, glide ratio.
Right.
And so then I was like, well, I started looking up like motors, and I ended up getting a Vitarazi on a frame that is made by a Russian manufacturer called SkyMax. And I reached out to this guy in Russia, named Oleg Biskwatowski-Nikolaevich. Really cool guy.
That's his name. That's really his name.
That's his name.
Nice.
And he sent me the parts. It's a super light frame. And I put it together, and then I got it running. I got it working, and I was like, I just want to try. I just want to try it and see. So the plan was, I'm going to run. I went to this huge infinite flat field on a really calm day with my kiting wing, my ozone vibe. And I was like, I'm going to just run with the wing like I normally do and just come on power a little bit. And if I have enough power to take off, I will. And then I'm going to come off power immediately and I'm going to land. And I did that. And it worked. So I did it again. I went a little higher. I did it 3 times in that day. And the last time I did it, I went to about 100 feet. And I came around and I landed in the same spot that I took off. And then I was like, yeah, I did it. Yeah.
Completely addicted.
I was. And, still in my mind, I'm like, I'm going to go get formal training. I knew a guy. I got to know a guy here named Mo. And he runs a small paramotor school.
Oh, really?
And, and he does something called the Flying Circus up here in Phoenix. Yeah.
I know about the Flying Circus.
Yeah, and so
Maricopa.
Yeah, in Maricopa, right? And so I went up there and I just talked to him a little bit about it and told him basically what I did. So what?
Did it go like this? I need some training for up there. just a little bit of.
I can stop anytime. I can stop anytime.
That's Sean.
Yeah. But no, I talked to him about it. I basically kind of filled him in on what I did, and he's like, "Well, if you took off and landed, that's the hardest part." So, and I was like, "Okay." So I just kept doing it. So the short answer is no. The long answer is no, but I should have, and I recommend that everybody does. And I do have, I've got over 200 skydives. I know the rammer canopy. My dad's a pilot. I have flown his plane before. I understand stalling. Right. I understand, I still don't think it was smart, but yeah, there's my unsafe.
You're not alone. And there's at least one other person in here that did that.
Oh, really?
And,
yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Cool.
We wouldn't know who that is, but word on the streets is that a burrito went flying from the air.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to talk about that? You want to bring that up, huh?
No. I just said word on the streets. I don't know who it is, but if I did, I'd look for that burrito.
There's a famous pilot that lives here, and if you do come, by the way, and the invitation's open, we'll go to Torrey Pines. Torrey Pines, incredible place to fly. Well, Max Marion, he is acro pilot, one of probably the best acro pilots in my opinion in the world. Well, he took me on a tandem, and we did the infinite tumble on
what? You did an infinity tumble on a tandem?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Don't tell anyone else. We weren't supposed to.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. That's
anyways, we did it. It was incredible and super fun. And I got sick. And so on the way down, I ralphed, and that was at Saboba. I'm sure
But it wasn't during the tumble.
No, it wasn't during
the tumble. It was after. If it was, it'd be on the wing.
Yeah. It was bad. It was bad. And I feel bad for everyone that was underneath me, and I am sorry if you're watching.
You could hear the splat. It was like, ooh.
So let me ask you, and Gabriel, you've got some years under your belt. You've got an influence with paramotoring, and what do you tell the new guy that's interested with and has that burning passion to go and fly? What do you tell that guy? What's most important?
I don't tell a lot of people that I taught myself because I kind of have to go into the whole, it wasn't smart. This is why I did it. I do have experience with this. I didn't just get a motor, get a wing, and take off. It took me months to work up to my first flight with tons of research, and still there's no substitute for actually doing it. What I usually tell them is just to get training, and I refer them to people that I trust and that I've spoken to and that I think are, and then if we get into more conversation, I tell them the things to watch out for, the things that I experienced in my early days that, were what I would say risky. Typically don't fly during the midday if you're new. You're going to hit thermals that you're not expecting, and it's going to knock you around. If you're going to do tight turns, like this is something that I actually screwed up a lot in the beginning because of my skydiving background. I would go into really steep spirals on a 9-cell and then just let fly and level off. In a paraglider, if you do that, it's going to go back and then it's going to go forward, and you're going to have to check it. And if you do it, you can have a collapse.
Yeah.
So just ease off the brakes on a, if you're going to go into a spiral, do everything slowly and deliberately. And yeah, I don't know. Usually I don't just sit there and give them wisdom. We have a conversation. And then when they bring something up, I can go, good idea. Or now I caution you here.
Yeah.
So it's a conversation.
So talk about some of the in the beginning. I'm sure that you had some close calls, some things that you learned along the way. Take us down that road a little bit.
Okay. So, I started flying on a Ozone Vibe, which was originally just supposed to be my kiting wing. It's really lifty. It's really slow. It's a free flying wing. It's 26 meters, and I'm with my unit about 230 pounds. So it's really, I'm right in the middle of the weight range for that wing. But then I bought an Addict, which is another free flying wing, but it's ENB, I think. Actually, a DHV2. It was a different rating system.
Right. Yeah. Same with the Vibe. The Vibe was a 1-2.
Right. And it was 24, I believe, but it was also a lot faster. It was a much thinner, and the first time I landed, I spilled on that one because I didn't flare enough. So
on landing,
yeah.
And so do you have a place nearby your house that you can just send it?
I do. Yeah. It's a like 2-mile drive, and it's less than a quarter mile away as the crow flies. So I'll often just take off from that field, fly over my house and go and land. Here's something. When I was first starting out, I was taking off at the local high school's football field. And I had checked with just people on the property, and everyone was like, it's fine, it's cool, go ahead. And then I posted a video doing it, and the district superintendent of the school saw the video and contacted me via email and contacted local Parks and Rec and said, there's this guy flying around. If he tries to land in your parks, just letting you know. And I was basically banned from every publicly owned field here. Yeah, ridiculous. And I wrote back to him like, trying to sweet talk and be nice, and he was like, pulled up some regulation where it's like it's illegal to land a motorized vehicle on publicly owned property or something like that. And I don't know, man. It really, I think it just depends on your area. But I ended up, the field that I take off from is owned by a neighbor of mine, and he said, yeah, take off whenever you want. I don't use the land. So I had to clear it. Actually had to get a hatchet and clear a lot of mesquite trees from it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. But it's big enough. So yeah.
Yeah, I've seen you take off from there a couple times.
Yes. Yeah, that's my go-to now. I don't get to take off of grass anymore. No, actually, that's not entirely true. I have a lot of stories. Just tell me when to shut up. Oh, actually, before I go on, I was going to tweet this out, but is there anyone I should tag? And I'm just saying to anybody who's into paragliding or PPG, I'm on a paragliding podcast right now at anything.
I think everyone should do that right now. Everyone should just stop and go on hashtag paragliding talk. I don't use Twitter. I just barely created a Twitter, and that was just so I could get a hold of you yesterday. I didn't realize that you were in Hawaii.
I was, yeah.
So
yeah.
If I would have just read your tweets, I would have known that. But
yeah.
We have the show is on Instagram, and
great.
Paragliding talk. If you wanted to drop it on there,
awesome.
And yeah, all those links are in the description, by the way.
Okay, perfect. All right, hashtag paragliding talk. Okay, and I have the link to the thing. I'm just going to tweet this out right now before I go on. And
nice. By the way, tonight, make sure that you go and subscribe to Gabriel's channel. It's Black Gryph0n on YouTube, but the link's in the description. And the reason why is because we're trying to push him over 3 million subscribers. So he's so close right now. We're like 45,000 away.
Yeah, 45,000 away.
So we just need like just a few more.
Thank you, guys.
It actually grows really fast after my wife just said, Robert Michaels, you have a Twitter? I just made one last night.
Uh-oh.
I don't even know how to use it.
You got some explaining to do.
No, I've got some learning to do. I just barely learned Instagram.
Sounds to me like you're doing the dishes, Jack.
So,
okay, well then I was about to say something about something. What were we talking about before? Because I was like, ooh, I remembered something cool.
So, something about posting the show, something along those lines.
Oh yeah, no, before that, I interrupted myself.
I hate when I do that.
Yeah, me too. It doesn't matter. Whatever. I'll think of it later.
It'll come back. So you've got some history with taking a, okay, so you get a paramotor, you head down the street. This is where you've taken most of your flights. Mm-hmm. Was there at any point where you like, you know what, I need to extend my learning. I need to reach out to somebody about this or that. And was there a point where you're like, and it's kind of not fair because you have a background in aviation with your family, and so you already flew a plane, mm-hmm. You already knew some airspace rules and things like that.
Yeah.
Not everybody has experience under canopy, so there's a lot of exceptions in this story. If you're watching and you're thinking, yeah, you see, Gabriel did, I can do it. It's not like that. And chances are, and I had a discussion with Brandon this afternoon. We don't. This is a sport that is not very forgiving. Right. Unfortunately, you don't get like, oh, well, you get a pass on this. It's not like, yeah.
So, to answer your question, I always feel that way about everything that I do. So I'm a rock climber, skydiver, scuba diver. I did free running for a long time. Like a lot of the stuff that I do is one of those, is something that if you mess up, you're breaking an arm or dying, So I always feel like there's more to learn. Nobody ever reaches, nobody's ever perfect at anything that they try. So yes, for me, when I started flying higher, kind of pushing the limits, I was like, okay, well, I'm buying a reserve parachute, and I need to talk to somebody. So that's when I went to Mercopia and was just kind of like, talking to Mo, and I went to attend the flying circus and talked to a lot of other pilots there too.
Nice.
Kind of like, what do you guys recommend? Some people would say, oh, you're fine. Other people would be like, oh, you should take a civ course. And then other people were like, oh, no, you just, this is the stuff I learned and this is the stuff I experienced. Everyone's experience is going to be different. What kind of wing are you flying? What I kind of gathered is that I knew more than I thought I did. I thought there was some big secret that, I wouldn't be able to find. There's something about being on in an aircraft that's lighter than the pilot, where if you hit a bump, you're like, this is the end.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
that's kind of how I felt. Yeah. First couple times I flew. And then I also feel like my canopy is constantly on the verge of collapse. Any second, it's just going to whoosh.
Yeah.
And, over 200 flights, that's never happened. It's, you learn to trust your equipment, but you also, there are definitely things that I've read multiple times and then experienced myself when I decided to ignore them because, I'm leaving for 2 months. I have to get a flight in. It may not be the best wind conditions, but I have to get a flight in.
Yeah.
You fly in what you can handle. If you're not good at active piloting, don't fly during a bumpy day. If you're, if you're flying a really like low wing loading, don't fly in thermally air or you're going to get collapses more easily. Just that kind of stuff. Don't try a wing over if you don't understand the physics of the wing over,
Right. There's a term for that I came up with. I call it pucker power. Because if you get into the bumpiness throwing you around, you got pucker power, dude. You want to get down now, yes. But
yes. Yeah, what was it saying? It's like better to be on the ground wishing you were in the air than in the air wishing you were on the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can't say that about every aviation sport, I don't think.
Mm-hmm.
I guess you could if you're flying fixed wing and you're scared, then yeah.
Yeah, but like even with fixed wing, like the biggest thing that scared me about paramotoring was just the fact that I'm on an inflatable airfoil and that it stops, Bernoulli principle doesn't work on a ball of cloth. So even in a Cessna, when you get bumps, if you're on the verge of a stall, you just let go and dive a little bit and you get your airspeed back. A paraglider doesn't do that. A paraglider collapses and you drop, and then it goes boom and it reinflates and scares the heck out of you.
And you better catch it. Yeah.
You better catch it.
Yeah.
We're gonna do it again. So it's
I had the reason for the show, why we created this, is because I was flying in hot conditions at a site called Palomar, and I took a collapse, and my limited knowledge of how strong the G-forces can be in a spiral or in a nosedive. I had never really experienced anything like it, and I was heavy-handed in my inputs, and I ended up cascading about 1,000 feet above Palomar. And luckily I had about $6,000, and I lost 1,000 feet, so I was still above launch, and everything was fine by the time I sorted it. But I learned a very, very powerful lesson, that you don't know what you don't know. And that's where I feel like I said, we've got to have a place where we can come every week and learn something. And every single episode, every show that we've had on Paragliding Talk, I've learned something, even if it's seemingly insignificant. Like, what is I'll ask a lot of people that we interview on the show, what is something that you won't leave the house without when you're going to go flying? And like, for me, it's my Leatherman. I have to have my Leatherman. I feel like it's a part of my body. Some guys, they've got their different things. So I'll ask you, what is something that you won't leave the house without?
Well, I can show you my flight bag here in a second if you want. It's just over there. I put my, well, if you're going to ask me that now, I'll just go grab it now.
I want to see it.
Yeah.
By the way, I do want to encourage everybody to go check out these sponsors that are sponsoring the show. iFly Indiana, Paramotor Tools LLC, PPG Smoke. Go to these websites, say something nice, or buy something from them. Support the sponsors. We're a small little group of people, but it means the world to these guys that you're checking them out and being a part of the group. Yeah, what do you got in there?
All right, I'm back. Hold on. All right, so I carry a knife just in here. And it's got seatbelt cutter on it, which would be good for lines back
nice.
Here. Just in case you land in a tree. Then I have a screwdriver, and that's just for doing little carb adjustments if I need to. I always bring my phone, for pictures a lot. And then the other thing that I bring that I may be controversial, but I bring a small pistol.
Oh, nice. Arizona.
Yes. So, and it's not for
love
people, but it's
in case you land in the hood.
Yeah, really, there's a lot of cows around here, so and they can be mean.
If you land in the ghetto.
Really, it's mostly for the cows. If I land somewhere and or mountain lions or whatever the heck there are, but I feel safe with a gun, and that might be back from my military days. I don't know.
That's awesome, man. You were the first person I know that flies with a pistol.
Woody does too.
Does he really?
Yeah.
No way.
Oh yeah. He's had it in his videos.
Brandon McCloud?
So weird now. Yeah, no, it's a little 9mm Sky CPX2 14+1. Some double action only. It's really heavy trigger pull. It's really a oh crap gun, not a aim and fire gun. But
yeah, that's awesome.
Thanks.
I almost feel like I need to pack when I'm flying free flight now, because we have mountain lions.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I feel like you never know where you're gonna land. So
stun guns, they don't like stun guns either. All it takes is pop, 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 and a dog won't mess with you. Animals won't. They don't want nothing to do with that. They hear that crack, they're like, "What was that?" And off they go.
Yep.
That's why I love Arizona.
Yeah, no, Arizona's awesome. But yeah, so that's what I bring. Just a knife and a screwdriver and a gun and my wallet and my phone.
We're gonna give something away tonight. We've got Johnny Wisconsin made these Toe Pros. We call it the Toe Pro. It is a GoPro mount that you lace into your shoes, and He actually upgraded. There's a strap now, so you don't necessarily have to lace it in. You can just strap it to your shoe, and then it holds your GoPro and faces you. So we call it the Toe Pro. If you're in the chat and you've been talking, your name's been secretly added to this contest, and right now we're going to give that away. Sean, are we ready?
I believe we are ready. So here we go. I'm going to do this screen share here. You tell me, okay, you see my screen? Yeah, wait on a minute. There we go. Hang on here. Let's see if I can get this stinking. Oh, there we go. I got to select it. Okay. Do you see my screen?
I can see it.
All right. Are you ready? Tell me when, Robert.
Do it.
Here we go. Everybody's name's been in there.
That's cool.
Oh, we have a winner, and it's a blank space. Should we try it again? We need to try this again and build the suspense.
What if someone's username is blank space?
No. Oh, no. I sometimes I got to throw blank spaces in there because we have so many people that come in and chat on the show that I have to create space for them so I can type everybody's name in. So I'm going to give it another spin here. Let's see who is going to walk away with some cool stuff. Oh, Craig Couch.
Craig Couch, congratulations. Winner, chicken dinner. You win the Toe Pro by Johnny Wisconsin. Congratulations. I got to write his name down. Fantastic. I love giving stuff away.
Congratulations.
Okay, Craig's a moderator too.
Yeah.
Couch.
Totally fixed.
It's fixed.
Totally fixed because that stinking wheel, man. It's like the wheel of doom. I call it the wheel of doom because I got to put everybody's name in there. So I'm copying and pasting, and then like all the names come up really fast on the chat. I'm like, yeah, trying not to get the picture or what they're typing in.
So Gabriel, the guys, the chat's just flowing. There's all kinds of conversation going on. You don't know about that. Some of them were making fun of you. And
yeah, that happens all the time.
I'm just kidding. No. There's literally only, let's see, 75 people. We've got my wife keeps donating to the chat. She's donating my money to
you,
YouTube.
I might not want to make a big deal about that. She might have to walk in there in the background and be like, "That's what you get for being a tweet."
Yeah, a tweeter.
One of those twits. Yeah, you just tweet to the next tweet, and tweets back, and tweet all day.
She does sound like that.
No, probably not. But
she's gonna come busting in here and yelling. There's a little delay, so
she's probably gonna yell at me. I'm trying to save your bacon here.
Craig Couch, congratulations on winning that. I'll send that out very soon. We also are going to give away something from PPG Smoke, ppgsmoke.com. That we're going to do that at the end of the show, though. And so one of the questions came up, Trike Flyer. He asked about the flying circus, and maybe tell us a little bit about how that goes, and should we all be signing up for that?
Well, if you like safety, no.
I've heard that.
The flying circus is crazy, but actually what's neat about it is that it's kind of lawless, but you realize most of the people there know their skill levels, know what they're doing. Every time I've been, there's never been a serious injury. And there's usually a lot of aircraft in the air at once. And it's not just paramotors, it's ultralights, fixed wing. We had an RV5 last year. It was really cool doing acro and stuff. Helicopters, gyrocopters,
Wait, what's an RV5?
I'm sorry, man, I mean the RV4. It's the Van's RV4 aircraft. It's basically it's a stunt plane.
Oh,
but it's classified as a light sport, I believe, aircraft.
Okay.
Yeah, and they're kit planes, but they're still, they're not ultralights, but they do some amazing stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
Middle wing CG, awesome rolls and stuff like that. It's very, very cool.
I like that.
But, yeah, I wanted one of those. I wanted that. I want a Kit Fox and I want a Sonex. I want all 3 of those airplanes.
You want the Kit Fox? That's from Trent Palmer.
Yeah. Trent Palmer is the Tucker God of fixed wing.
Yeah. I love his channel. He's got such cool stuff.
I fly drones for a living and push planes for fun.
Yeah.
As long as they travel off the beaten path of aviation.
Dude, we need to have him on the show.
That'd be cool.
I wonder if he would come. Even though he's fixed wing, we could still learn stuff from him.
Well, yeah. He might think he's better than us, though.
Brandon's Brandon McCloud is a helicopter pilot.
Oh, is he? That's awesome.
I know.
Well, not really officially got the helicopter rating finished, but I've got like 45 hours in a helicopter. So I fly fixed wing. Fly fixed wing a lot.
See, the military will pay for like every specialty that I want, so I could but it won't pay for a pilot's license. It won't pay for sport pilot or private pilot. Yeah, so I got to get that on my own, and then they'll pay for everything else.
Yeah, helicopters are fun. They're just real expensive.
Yeah.
Super expensive.
They're so cool. I love the idea of them, the way they work. A lot of people think that they're dangerous because if the engine dies, you're going to crash. But that's not actually the case. You can use
auto rotate. Yeah, auto rotate to the ground.
Yeah, which is so neat. It's still technically flaring. I mean, you gotta wait until the timing is right. But still, I just think that's fascinating.
Oh, it's cool, man.
It kind of might be like the same concept as a gyrocopter, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
With no power, it just comes down and it's, just
the wind going up through it turns it into a, pinwheel, and then you just, what's it called when you flare the rotor?
Auto rotate. You're just always in auto rotation in a gyrocopter.
Right. But then at the very end, don't you flare it so that there's more drag?
Oh, in the gyro?
Yeah, right before you land.
I don't know. I think they come in with some power because they've got that propeller on the back spinning. I've been in one time. It was really fun. Gyros are pretty neat.
They look awesome. I've never been in one, but they have them again at the Flying Circus, bringing it full circle. And one guy was going up, and he would go up probably almost 90 degrees, and then he would spin over like that and then come back down.
Oh my gosh!
Roller coaster. It was nuts.
That's dangerous.
But yeah, I seen that at Westmar where a guy was flying like that. That was pretty sweet. I was like, woo.
Yeah. But Flying Circus that's what you're going to get there. You're going to see some crazy aircraft doing some crazy things. Everybody there is an expert in their own niche, but there's a lot of niches. And then they also have a shooting range. And last time I was there, I mean, with my military background, they made me the range master, and another guy, which I believe his name was Trike Flyer. So I think that's why he's asking. He brought a 50 cal, bolt action 50 cal. And then I brought Tannerite. And so there were lots of explosions, but someone had set up
there.
Yeah.
Trike Flyer was there. He's in the chat right now. He just donated $2 to the super chat.
Awesome. Yeah.
And he said in his comment, he said 50 cal fun flying.
Yes.
He and I had a great time. Yeah.
He also said, tell him I said, hey, and see him in the spring.
Yes.
Awesome guy.
Yes. The spring. That's the next. Oh, thank you. Yeah, no, that's the next one. And I'll be there, if I'm not in LA.
That's so awesome, man. I feel like I need to go to the circus.
It's definitely, you should definitely go at least once because it's unique. It's a totally different type of fly-in. It's very crazy. And you got, well, you just have to go. It's in the middle of nowhere. I'll just say that. So people do a lot of stuff.
Starfighter, thank you for your contribution. Donated $5.56 to the super chat. That is fantastic. You guys are awesome. By the way, Craig Couch said that he would like to donate. He said, I'll sell my Tow Pro to the highest bidder. I'll donate it to Resurgence PPG. Robert Michaels, you can collect the money here. Craig Couch, that is very nice of you. By the way, go to resurgencepppg.com and donate to the cause. It's an incredible cause. Our military is the best thing we got. I didn't realize that you were in the SEALs. That's pretty awesome, man.
Well, I gotta, don't want to stolen valor. I was in SEAL training.
Right. You were in Buds.
Right. Yeah, but I didn't earn the Trident. So I was not a SEAL.
We were talking about it ahead of the show, and he had a line over during a jump and ended up breaking a bone and game over.
Yep, that's all it takes. And
Yeah.
friends who injured themselves in similar ways. Friend tore his ITB, another friend plantar fasciitis, and you know, we all dropped around the same time.
Were you here in San Diego?
No. Pre-Buds is up in TSC. TSC.
Oh.
Lakes. Yeah.
Got it.
So that's where I was at that time when I had the injury.
I had a couple buddies that that took me. One guy, he had dropped out of Buds. He got tangled in the underwater stuff, and I got to go on base through the Buds dropout barracks.
Yeah,
kind of like sad.
Yeah,
they were all very cool guys. Everybody was really, they're on to their next mission.
That thing, Buds is Buds, and then you split off from there and you go into different types of training. One of the last hard bits that you go through is SEER school, and that's that basically capture and search, evade, escape, return is what it stands for. But that's another type, and actually pilots go through that too. So it's not just SEALs that are going through that, but the Navy.
Oh, right. I didn't even think of that. Yeah, you're right. They have to.
Yeah. No, it's intense.
I want to talk a little bit about safety. What are you doing to fly safer every time?
That's a good question. I need to think about the answer, so I make sure I say.
None of these questions. We didn't talk about any of these questions ahead of time. So this is all just how it flows.
Safer every time. Okay. Pre-check's really important. Pre-check. Actually, that's TSA pre-check. What do we call it? I'm thinking of pre-check, but that's not the right term. Pre-flight. Very important. So, and every time I do it, well, I'll just tell you, probably about 50 flights ago, I had a seat pin come out, something that I never thought to check. And
really?
And I've just got the mid-hang point goosenecks, and my seat dropped out from under me, and the right side gooseneck went all the way up against the cage, and I started turning left really sharp.
Whoa.
And I had to basically, I came off power, I let the left turn do its thing, and then I just compensated with right brake, came into land. But I was like, what the heck? That's something I never, so.
Wow. Okay. So your swing arms were causing you to go into a auto rotation to the left or to the right or whatever. And whoa.
Yeah. Because the C-pin on the right swing arm came undone. And so the arm went up, and then the left arm still had my weight on it. So it was, they were offset probably by about a foot. And that was enough to give me a pretty steep left turn. And I landed, but then, I realized that the C-pins had a little loop, and I guess that they're meant to be secured. So I just bought a bunch of little keychains, and I just put those around.
Oh, okay.
To secure them to the harness to keep them from backing out. But yeah, every time I go, I check that now.
Yep.
But it's just another one of those things that, back to what you said before, you don't know what you don't know. So I don't think there's enough you can do to make sure you're safe, and there's always going to be inherent risk, but you can minimize that by checking those kinds of things.
What'd you transfer over from skydiving to paragliding?
Well, the flare is basically exactly the same.
Is it? Interesting.
Yeah. Do you skydive? You have a base jumping hat on too.
Yeah, I don't. I got actually one of my my assistant at work, who is actually a rescue swimmer in the Navy.
Oh, very cool.
He went to the Twin Falls Bridge, and he saw this, and he knows that I'm fascinated with paragliding. So it's great for the show.
So aircrew, actually, I have a short story about rescue swimmers. AIRR is you can't join the military. Hi. This is my mom.
Hey, Mom. My mom's watching the show right now. She's in the chat.
What? Yeah, sure. Food sounds good. Thank you.
Is that your brother?
That's my brother. Just stand and say hi.
Bring him in here.
About you.
Hi, I'm his brother.
Hi, I'm his brother.
Can he hear us?
No, he can't hear you. He's walking away. They're going out to eat.
He's running away because he knows what's going to happen. We're going to be like, hey, bro.
We all just got back from Hawaii, and people are dispersing. My sister, Susanna, left. She lives in South Dakota. Naomi's leaving in a couple days to Ireland, and then Nate and I are going to LA. So we're all just...
Yeah.
It
busy schedule, by the way.
Yeah, it's been hectic.
I'm so glad that you squeezed this in and was able to come on the show, man.
Thanks for being persistent. I really wanted to do it, but it's just I forget easily.
Yeah,
and, going on. But anyway, back to this skydiving thing in the flaring.
Safer every time. And and then what did you transfer over? Because I have a friend that I fly with all the time. He is a Navy SEAL, or was a Navy SEAL, got out, obviously retired and all that. And we always fly together, and he's always got something that he'll bring to the table, and there's something that we can take away, and that's what I'm trying to squeeze out of you. What is it that you transfer over from canopy to canopy?
Right. So a skydiving 9-cell has about a 4-to-1 glide ratio.
Right.
So it's actually more forgiving than a paraglider. There are fewer lines. Yes, I am more scared that I'm going to do something wrong on a paraglider than I am under 9-cell, under a skydiving canopy. There's fewer lines. They're designed to inflate as you're falling. So I trust that they can handle a little higher G's. And they're less confusing. You can rise or flare on them, and your hang point on a skydiving canopy is very high.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but the cells are bigger too.
They are. Cells are huge. Yeah, and the material's slightly porous, and then a lot of them are made of silk. I don't know if they still make them out of silk, but when I was jumping, they were mostly made out of silk. And but they're a different animal. Aside from like the flight characteristics are similar, and the flaring is similar. Just coming in and so I flare my paraglider exactly like I used to flare my skydiving canopy, and it feels safer to me, but if you go right in doing this, it can be dangerous. But the way I like to do it is I actually like to come in with speed. I like to come in with I always shut off my engine before I land, which is another thing people say you shouldn't do just in case you have to abort it, but I've never had that problem. I always kill my engine high, and then I like to hook my landings in at least 90 degrees. And I come in with speed because then you have a lot more flare authority, and I will ride out the flare a foot above the ground, and I'll just ride it out until I'm completely stalled. And usually, even with the current wing that I have, which is a 20 meter, which is pretty fast, I can be trims out, and I can end it with nil wind, and I can end walking. Because
would you say the using the parachuting wing, the skydiving rig, do you think that flying those actually helped with the process of when you come into land your first time, you nail it? Or
absolutely. Yeah, the first time I landed, I nailed it. It was easy. In fact, I didn't even flare all the way the first time I landed because I was already stopped, and my brakes were here, and I was like, okay, so I just stepped onto the ground. Didn't need to stall it. But yeah, no, skydiving absolutely helped with my landings. Launching is totally different animal because you never do that in a skydive. That'd be interesting. But,
I actually saw a guy that bought one of those old school like rounds.
Yes.
That launched from a hill right off the side of the 8. And I didn't see where he came from. And I was on my way to Arizona. And this was just about a year or two before I started paragliding. And he scuffed up his knees or whatever. But he was so stoked that he flew. And I'm like, where did you come from? Did you jump out of an airplane? He's like, no, I hiked up the mountain and I flew down right here. So I guess it is possible. That guy was crazy.
I'm just gonna text my family real quick because they want to know what I want to eat.
It's kind of like those experimental wings they called fubbies.
Oh, I never even heard of those.
It looks like a guitar pick with a tail, and they're inflatable.
Yeah.
I've seen that. I know what you're talking about. They're so freaking weird. They look like UFOs.
Wubbies. I think they're wubbies or fubbies or something like that. Yeah,
I have seen those.
Pressurized, right? They're not ram air. They inflate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that. That's so nuts. Yeah, it just looks like a little buggy, and then they take out the wing and.
Yep.
Yeah, super weird. Yeah. But okay. So I don't know. I feel like I'm not trying to dodge the question, but what do I take away from skydiving? I'm really careful with turns. Because, like I said, a skydiving rig is more forgiving than a paragliding rig. So when you're skydiving, and any skydivers in the chat can vouch for this, you can pretty much pull full right brake, go into a spiral, and then let go, and you're going to be fine. You'll level off. You don't have enough lift to back surge. That's what it's called. I don't know terms because I'm a stuff training, whatever. But yeah, that's
So that way it doesn't stall. Or
right.
Yep.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to stall a 9-cell, at least in my experience. And I've done some pretty crazy stuff. I actually have videos on my channel back from my skydiving days of me doing wing overs and stuff. And it was easy. Like I was doing it on my 20th jump, because it takes a lot. You got to be more careful with
how much. It's called a whoopee fly. That's hilarious. What are you taking away from? Are you thinking about acro? You doing any acro these days?
I am.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wing over is about as, and spirals about as far as I've gone. I don't really have any interest in doing anything beyond that because I get my fun.
Your limits.
So far, yeah. At that point, I don't feel like I need to do much more. Like I've watched people do civs and I've watched people do I don't
think. What do you think about doing an SIV? If you're gonna take it to the next level, what do you think about that?
Well, I'm not sure how to recover from it, and it's kind of one of those things that I feel like I would want someone talking in my ear.
Yeah, that's what I mean. What are you considering going and doing an SIV course and maybe signing up for something? And where would you go?
But it would probably be a year or more from now because I'm really busy right now and I buy a lot,
Right. But I mean, that's something you're considering, huh?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'd love to.
And where would you go?
I don't know.
I've got some great places for you to go.
Is that you're leading me with this question?
No, I'm just interested to know to see. I haven't done one either, and I'm considering. So
okay, yeah. So for me, I'm on the earliest stages of considering where yes, I would definitely like to do it, but I'm not planning it right now.
Yeah,
because I don't even know when I move to LA if I'm going to be able to fly as much as I would like to.
Oh, you're moving to LA?
Moving to LA, yeah.
There's some good flying spots, free flying spots over there.
Yes, I'm actually in contact with a guy. He goes by Woody Guy. It's not Woody's gamer tag on Instagram, and he's a speed flyer. And,
okay, Saboba.
He wants to get me involved in free flying, speed flying stuff up there.
Nice.
But yeah, I mean, we'll see. I work so much in LA, it just makes sense to move at this point.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that's cool, man. I'm excited. That's not too far from us, so maybe we'll get to hang out, man.
Dude, I'd love that. I'd love it. I want. Yeah, I'll bring my brother too.
Yeah, we could get him, have him do some ground handling.
Yes.
Get him off the maybe the beginner hill or something.
Yeah, the bunny hill, right?
Yeah, the bunny hill. Sounds so nice.
Yeah.
So I don't want to. I know you're on a mission soon. I want to open up for questions in the chat if you've got any questions for Gabriel. I'm excited that you're here. I really appreciate you coming on and taking the time to do this, man. It's super cool. And I mean, realistically, I feel like you're kind of a celebrity in a sense. I remember when I showed my wife the video of one of your you were doing impressions.
Oh yeah.
And we were joking and laughing and I was like, man, I'm going to try to get him on the show. That'd be cool. He flies paramotors. And so she was like, who is it? And I showed you and she was like, what? He flies paramotors. So anyways, it was just cool. She had already seen one of your videos and yeah.
Cool. It's been man, if you want to hear a tiny bit about
yeah, I do actually.
So when I got out of the Navy, I was like, what am I going to do? There had been some people who reached out to me in Vancouver, Canada in voiceover. And so I ended up moving up there, got my permanent residency in Canada and got an agent and I started doing film and TV. So mostly voiceover. So I did Becky and Finding Dory. I did a bunch of cartoons like Geronimo Stilton, Yokai Watch, just a bunch of anime and stuff like that. And then, but the work, it pays really well, but it's not consistent. I was never series regular on anything. I ended up moving back to the desert because, well, all right, hold on a second. See that? You can't have that in Canada.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love it, dude. That is so cool.
That's another hobby of mine. I bought every gun I trained on, and then I built a few.
Nice.
But yeah, I'd like to shoot. It's fun. I'm not a hunter. I like to shoot.
Yeah.
So anyway, I started building up my YouTube channel because it's like with ad revenue, you can make a living, and I just started plugging away. I wrote some original music with my brother. I did some impression videos just to see what worked. I kind of found a niche in the impressions. I don't think I'm that good at it, but it's really more about being entertaining than it is about sounding accurate, I find.
Bro, they're incredible. You do a great job. I think it's hilarious. I love it. I can't, like, when I watch a video, I watch the whole thing because I'm just, you really cornered that, like, you lock them in.
Well, thank you. Yeah, it's timing. I'm actually working on one right now, but I try to get the timing right and everything, and I also try to be, I try to release when it's popular. So if like Game of Thrones, when that ended, I made a video about that. Just follow the trends, let their advertising boost your channel. So I started getting a lot of subscribers, and then I just recently started having some pretty big people from LA reaching out to me and getting me involved in their projects. I just worked with Steve Odekirk, who directed Bruce Almighty, Evan Almighty. Like wrote these movies and he just cast me in a movie that I just finished filming a couple weeks ago, and then I have another movie I'm doing.
What?
After that, so it's
man.
but yeah, it's just been happening really quickly. So I mean, I'm gonna keep doing YouTube and stuff and just see where it goes. But it's been a ride. It's been really fun. Yeah,
we talked just a little bit before, and you're gonna basically not get sleep tonight because you're gonna be editing something, and that's why you're successful, is because you're a hustler. And if you want to be successful in anything in life, you got to hustle.
Tenacity.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. That is 3 million subscribers is obviously enough. Just that alone is enough to sustain your and it's an income. You can live off of that.
It is, and
it's incredible.
Unfortunately, most of my impression videos get copyright flagged because the record labels claim the writing, not the sound.
What?
But,
no way.
I know it's messed up. I even got lawyers involved. They're like, yeah, fair use is a gray area. If they want your money, they're going to find a way to get it, and you're not going to beat their lawyers. But I use those videos to promote my other content that I can monetize from my music and stuff, and I'm doing well. I'm at this point finally making a good chunk of money, but it took a while. So it's
You should totally have them do a Robert Michaels paraglidingtalk.com.
Paraglidingtalk.com.
There you go.
Who's Robert Michaels?
I'm Robert Michaels.
Oh, you're Robert Michaels. Of course. Say it again. I'll try to imitate you back.
Okay. Paraglidingtalk.com.
Paraglidingtalk.com.
Sean, I'm beat you.
Dude. That was good.
That was better than me. Dang it.
You have to subscribe to paraglidingtalk.com.
You guys are going to really get a kick out of his channel. Make sure you go and check it out. Seriously, you're going to love it. There's so many impressions. My wife's begging that you sing something. Leave him alone.
What do you want me to sing?
These guys, by the way, a whole bunch of people donated. Sandor, thank you so much. He donated, and he said, because I love how Robert says paraglidingtalk.com. And then somebody wanted the Toe Pro and donated $30 for Resurgence PPG. So it's the money's racking up. And thank you, Walter, for that. I love it, man.
What did you want me to sing? What'd your wife want me to sing?
I don't know. I don't know what. But she's in there yelling. Did you hear her come in here just now?
I did hear that. Yes, I felt bad.
Like, I love it.
Oh,
Have them sing.
She needs to run in the door and yell what she wants him to sing.
Yeah,
to do it.
I can't just.
She said you can sing anything. Well, you've got to pick something.
Oh, dang it!
I can hear her. I can hear Sean.
I heard it too.
The delay.
Sing. It's an infinite loop.
What? So you're working? Actually, you've worked with some celebrities singing as well, right? You've done a couple things. Did you put out some albums or some tracks that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So well, I wouldn't say celebrities. I have spoken with a few people that like Al City reached out to me not too long ago. Adam Young from Al City. So meant that there might be something there. Roomy's another YouTuber. I've done stuff with PewDiePie.
Oh wow.
Mostly like the YouTube stuff.
Yeah.
And then also, dang, the problem is I can't think of the stuff off the top of my head. What's going to happen is the stream's going to end. I'll be like, oh yeah, that happened. But there's no, I don't know. It's just, I don't know, stuff goes on. But
Okay, well, we're at that 1 hour mark. I'm going to give something away. If you have any other questions for him, please ask away. Other than that, I'm not going to hold him hostage anymore. I really appreciate you coming on the show, man. It's incredible. The winner of the PPG smoke machine, chase cam, or floats, or whatever it is, it's your choice. The winner is Robert Hale. Robert Hale, congratulations. You win. Winner, chicken dinner. I'll be sending you an email very soon. If you, in the beginning, when you signed up, by the way, I created the sign up and I didn't put the slot for the email. If you didn't put your email in there when you initially filled out the contest form, please go back and fill it out one more time, and we'll put your entry through again. And basically, your entry will be in there twice. But I'll make sure that it doesn't get kicked out, because normally the double gets kicked out. So, anyways, please do that. I need your email stuff so I can send you out the updates. Gabriel, there's only one other thing that I wanted to ask you to do. Are you a subscriber?
I am now.
Bingo. I made Tucker subscribe too. So
I want to say,
answer.
Resurgence PPG is in the chat, and they said sing "Remember Me" from Coco, and they also said sing "Bohemian Rhapsody." And I will. I mean, I love what you guys do, so I'll do my best with that. Mama just killed a man, put a gun against his head, pulled my trigger, now he's dead. Mama, life had just begun, but now I've gone and thrown it all away. That's close enough.
That's a good microphone.
It's the AT2020, and I think someone else in the show has it too. I thought I saw it pop up at one point.
Is that
you're muted. You're muted, Brandon.
Brandon?
I believe it is Brandon.
Yeah, I don't know what this is here. It's an AKG.
Oh,
that's what it says.
It looks the same as mine.
Is that right?
Yeah, Brandon's is just a cheap knockoff of that one.
It might be. It might be, actually.
No, the AT2020 is great. I mean, I know you said don't plug gear, but I've been using this for years, and I love it.
No, you're fine. Nice. This show's sponsored by.
They all look nice. I'm just saying.
The AT2020. It picks up every sound in your voice, even the spit clicks.
I almost need I was thinking about getting the arm and bringing it over here so that it's like floating right here. But
no, your audio sounds good. That's the Yeti, right?
Yeah, Yeti Blue.
Cool. That's got 3 diaphragms in it, I believe.
I think you're right. I still got the box right here. I actually keep it in the box. Show's brought to you by Yeti.
Yeti. Get yourself an abominable snowman.
A Eddie Murphy impression.
An Eddie Murphy impersonation?
Yeah, his voice is hard to do.
Have you ever done an Eddie Murphy?
Oh, that is a hard one. Wait, Eddie Murphy voices Donkey in Shrek, right?
Yep.
Let me try. I can't think of anything. Trying to think of his lines. I like that boulder. That is a nice boulder.
Oh wow, that was accurate. Oh my god. He's going to get in so much trouble. Like, that's a paragliding talk show. You guys have taken it off the tracks.
Well, our hour's up, so now we're in overtime.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. Good point.
This is like after show material, you know.
That's right.
But
We'll
actually,
give him a little sneak peek. You know.
What's your favorite impression to do, Gabriel? What's your favorite impression to do?
I don't know.
You have a favorite?
You know, people ask me that question all the time, and I should have one that just like comes to mind, but I don't. There are a few. Like, there are a few voices that are like my go-to voices, but I don't know if they're impressions. Like, I usually do this one. If I'm doing a cartoon, it's just something to do. Gosh, man.
I can't tell if my wife is yelling. Oh yeah, she texted me.
Texted.
Oh, you got to go. Is that
No, she's texting me for you to sing.
I just did.
Yeah, I think that was an old text.
Oh, okay. I can do Bon Jovi. Okay,
Nice.
that one's a semi-easy impression.
Oh,
but
she's gonna keep you on here all night singing. Hey.
yeah. Oh, Nickelback. That's another fun one. Anything with gravelly voice is fun. So I like doing them because they're different, but they also hurt. So that's my answer to your what's your favorite impression.
Right. Yeah.
And why
I
not?
can see that.
Like it.
Yeah.
Well, I thank you so much again. If you've got, did anybody bring up any questions, anything in the chat?
Let me look. Oh, Christopher Walken. You got this lion. He's the king of the jungle. Huge mane out of here. Yeah, I can't think of anything there. Like most people, when they do Christopher Walken, they go, "Oh, wow, it's like a voice, you know," and it's sad. But these days, he's older, and it's almost all growl. It's almost all down here.
Yeah.
It's like the Arnold Schwarzenegger. There's the classic, "Oh, I'm Arnold Schwarzenegger," but really in reality, it talks more like this. It's like lower, it's down.
Get down.
Yeah. Then there's the Trump. Like someone said to do Trump. I'm terrible at Trump. But the go-to Trump impression, like everyone exaggerates, like it's huge, okay? It's huge. It's fantastic, tremendous. It's amazing. But like his actual voice is so different from like the popular impressions. It's just that's something I learned as I've been doing impressions. There's what people recognize as an impression and then what someone actually sounds like. And sometimes, even if you're closer to what they actually sound like, people prefer the exaggerated impression. So it's, I don't know.
Yeah, I can see that. It's just, we're gonna build a wall.
Yeah, we're gonna build a wall, the best wall. It's very popular, the most popular. Everyone loves it.
It's gonna be expensive. It's going to be very, very expensive.
Right. But that's okay because I have the money.
Not to get political.
By the way, Todd is here. Todd, who runs Resurgence PPG. Well, thank you, Todd, for coming on finally. I don't know what the heck you were doing this whole time before you came on.
I was just coming for the after show.
Wow.
He was waiting to win another skydiver from Paramotor Nation.
Skydiver?
Yeah. They were giving one away on Paramotor Nation, and I won something on Paramotor Nation, and I donated it to Resurgence.
What did you win?
It was a skydiver, plastic skydiver, one of those little ones, that you can toss,
I know you want an actual skydiver. I was like, is that legal?
Yeah, word on the streets, the black market,
Right. You can get anything on the black market.
Right.
A certified A licensed skydiver.
It was. I think it didn't count. If I didn't see the money get handed over, it didn't count.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you people asking to come on the after show? Do you have any? Do you do skydiving anymore?
I have not jumped since the military. I would love to get back into it, but I'm going to have to get recertified. I don't know if it's just a check dive or if they're going to actually make me go through AFF all over again. I have a skydive in Phoenix, an indoor skydive that I'm just going to do first to see if I can fly, because stabilizing in the air takes practice.
Yeah,
it's not just something that comes naturally. And then learning how to control relative work. That's all something that just repetition. And it's been almost 8 years since my last one.
I know it's safe. Okay, I know it's safe, but because the fan and all that is safe, but there's got to be kind of a fun ooh, this is more dangerous than even just doing it, because there's a fan spinning underneath me,
Yeah, I think it's ducted, so I don't think you even see the fan. I've never actually done it though. I'm waiting to do it, but that would be really cool if they had the fan spinning right, and then a little thin mesh right above you. It feel like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, but reverse.
There's a guy I fly with, Ethan. Ethan is he's a free flight guy, but we were talking about creating an indoor paragliding room with fans. So
I thought about that. I'm glad to hear. Okay, I'm actually getting texts from my family right now. They need me to go
yeah, no worries, man.
for the mom has to pick up medication, and then we were going to go out to eat.
Okay. Well, we're gonna actually go to the post show. I do have something. So, Gabriel, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Hang out for just a second. If you want to see future shows, paraglidingtalk.com. There's all the details on there, and all the previous shows, all the celebrities that we've had on the show. Another one tonight. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, man. Super fun, and I really appreciate your service in our military, and all you guys that are military background that are in the chat. Appreciate you guys. We're gonna go to the after show. Thank you again so much. Appreciate all the moderators.
Oh, but gotta wait.
What?
Who was the one that donated the most in the chat to the show for the Toe Pro? Because I want to catch that.
It was
mean to interrupt.
Walter Priori. Walter Priori, congratulations. You win the Toe Pro. Thank you so much. And thanks, Sean. I appreciate you reminding me that. We'll catch you on the next one. If I don't see you on the air, I'll see you in the air. Thank you so much.
Yeah, let's stay in touch.